Yeah, CBC's talking about Free Comic Book Day today, which is the first Saturday of May every year, and it's been going on since 2001, so 25 years if you do the math. And it makes me think I'm going to be 56 years old soon, and I'm trying to answer one of the questions: when did you start, or when did you discover, or when did you develop the joy of comic books? And I thought it was when at my grandfather's house in the country, somebody gave him, me, us. I don't know where they were, which house it was, a box of comic books. And I think there might have been some French ones, but maybe majoritively English ones. And that made me so happy. Like, I don't think I ever knew who it was that donated that. I mean, sometimes it's parents who donate their kids' books, and that's not okay. I'd say if they go to college or something. But I can think that maybe, I'm not sure what year that was that happened, but I think before that, when I lived in what was called Point Gatineau, a part of Gatineau, Boulevard Grébert, around there, where even as a young kid riding my bicycle to a shop called La Bouquinerie, I believe it was called, where let's say I had a French Edition Héritage comic book, I would trade it in. Well, if I had four, it would be I would get one free of the equivalent or discounts. And they seem fair over there. They'd make a profit, but like you don't get the equivalent of one per one. It's not, you know, it's almost be a library in that way. But so I rode my bicycle, which was for that age, which I can't remember, must have been, you know, first grade or even kindergarten. I'm not sure. But I was writing it by myself, and I was so excited, and I always loved the smell. I can't remember specifically the smell of that store, but if I go into an old bookstore, really old ones, I think the smell is similar, and it would trigger the memories. I remember being criticized a little bit by my grandfather for reading too many comic books, and back then maybe what I was reading wasn't as philosophically written as what came later, even from the same companies or with the same characters. But I was still learning to read in a way that that made me eventually higher than average, and helped increase my chance of getting these post-secondary degrees that I had, and entering CBC contests, which I don't know, I should have heard about some of them by now, but is I was thinking, hey, if I can do that, why don't I just write a comic book story and submit it, let's say, to Marvel Comics? Because I'm pretty sure it'll be in a way that nobody's ever written certain characters and how they mingle, and also tying up storylines from the past that I didn't feel were totally tied up. And it could be a one-shot, right? And also, I did in college take a... Was it college or... No, University of Ottawa. I took a... was it science fiction? No, I think it was a comic book or graphic novel. I'd have to look at the exact name of the course, but we were looking at the medium, and I used a French. I think it was an English course, but it was very bilingual there, and I used a French character called Raon, I believe. Which is a kind of a Conan type character, but much younger, and also because Conan has been portrayed as pretty old a lot of times. And he had a specific knife, I think made of bone, and I think it's a European French character. And it might have been that I found an English translated book or just used the French one, and the teacher was okay with it. Again, assuming that the course was... No, I think I remember now, the course was in French, because I know I had to take French courses, and it was hard to find some that I'd find interesting, and this was one. So I'm glad it was given, so thanks for the teacher for doing that. So it was a French course, and I used that one in this storyline medium, and just, did my project on it. And it's not that character was my favorite or anything. I think that character, I discovered him through Piff Gadget, which was a weekly kind of magazine with some form of comic book in it, with variety of characters, but also storylines and little inventions for kids and things like that, and toys that came with it. And it was also part of what I ordered and distributed when it was included in the newspaper choices, right? When we had subscribers in the neighborhood, they'd subscribe to newspapers and other things on our list, and some of it was Piff Gadget in that part of Quebec. So for me, it's been a big part of my life for a long time. And I think, with my confidence in writing now, which in part began with all of the reading that I did in comic books. Astronomy was a topic I really enjoyed as a kid, so I read, as much as I could in the French books, and eventually went to the English books. There wasn't that many available in a French on astronomy compared to, let's say, what I'd find in Ottawa or at the University of Ottawa library, even though I wasn't specifically studying that. I was studying more psychology. So subjects have to be interesting for the reader to really get them passionate about it, and whether they're limited to those subjects or those mediums more, they're still really improving their abilities to read and also to write, and also the comprehension, and also the imagination and the knowledge. And when you add the medium of art form, I'm sure it also developed a lot of artists in the future of their lives, where they enjoyed a medium, let's say a Japanese one, and they took on that style and also and continue to grow that medium in ways that are still very popular all around the world. So thank you for that art form.